So I'm gonna go through what happens if your trailer brakes just suck or aren't working at all. You can kind of see I'm grabbing the handle on this one and trailer brakes aren't doing a thing. So let's look at it. I don't have a helper right now, so I'm just gonna zip tie the emergency brake handle together, and I turn the gain all the way up, and you can. First thing you want to do is check your connector and just make sure it's not bent, broken, smashed. You see a lot of trailer pins that got dragged on the ground and worn out, so you want to make sure these look passable. These are all right. They're not great, but it probably will do the job. I'm gonna come back here and listen for the magnet noise. You really should hear like a hissing kind of magnety noise. And I don't hear anything from this side. So let's check this side. I don't hear anything. I don't really hear anything at all. So I guess now we're gonna start looking for a broken wire. So as you look around, you will find that trailer wiring is absolute garbage. So garbage that apparently they use wire nuts in automotive applications, especially exposed ones, like look where we are, and that's disgusting. So all the wiring is suspect, obviously. Any of those wire nuts you find, you're probably just going to want to go ahead and solder them so you can avoid problems up the road. Heat shrink them too. It's usually not too long before you realize that this is something that you're dealing with, one of these butt connectors, or these are just wire nuts really, that failed, and there's a hanging wire right here, so obviously you're not going to have brakes on that side, and then probably the way they hopscotched it over to that side too. So that's my problem. So what you'll see too is you have the blue wire, which is your brake wire, if you didn't already look that up. And then they usually take that blue wire and probably with a freaking wire nut, hopscotch it over to the other side, and that's how you get brakes on both sides the easy way rather than running two blue lines down the whole side. I've got both of these soldered and shrink wrapped, and that should be good. The wires are a little crusty, but I was able to solder them. Okay, so like I said, my brakes there was nothing mechanically wrong with them, but and I really didn't feel like pulling off the hub and everything to show you guys what's on the inside of them and whatnot, but this is pretty much how an electric brake works. You have that right there is a magnet, and there's a machine surface on the actual drum that sits over there. It's like a smooth machine surface, and what happens is when you energize that magnet, it grabs the actual drum. And what that'll do is it swings this cam this way and it presses the brakes out. So just like standard drum brakes, you got to make sure this adjuster is set up so there's just a little bit of drag on the actual drum when you put it on. And you also got to make sure that everything's moving freely. So a few things that can go wrong with once you're inside the drum. You could have grease from a seal being blown out, and the wheel bearing grease can get in there, and then obviously your brakes become ineffective. Or your magnet could be worn completely through, or just your brake pads worn completely through. But that would probably make some sort of weird noise or anything like that. And then I guess the final thing is when you're checking wiring, the wiring does go through the backing plate into the rest of the trailer brakes. So electric brakes, they're super simple, and they work really well when they're working well. So just make sure there's no grease in there, everything's clean, and your magnet's not worn completely through. And that seems to work.